Hi typography, how are you guys doing? So welcome to week 5. A few things we need to talk about. Week 4, week 4 discussion board, that was all about, well, let's go there real quick. Let's go to discussion board and take a look at week 4. So we had the classifying needs and expectations of target audiences, which you guys did pretty well on that. I think there were a couple of things. Honestly, guys, I think that a lot of this discussion is based on your observations are not based on what we've been reading. Okay, for instance, there's a few entries where a student would give an example of an old folks magazine, where the line length is really long and the type is really small. So intuitively, we know that's wrong. Okay, so just because you see it in a magazine, folks, doesn't mean it's good typography. Okay, and that's the truth. So you need to start developing your critical eye towards typography. The things we've been learning, all the videos I've been posting, and the articles in our book and everything, we want to start looking for that in examples, looking for examples of good leading and kerning, good use of hanging punctuations, good rags, excuse me, good spacing, good white space, good layout. And also, think about bad examples as well. Okay, so the point here is that, folks, listen, just trust what you're learning, okay? Don't trust what you see on out there, okay? Just because it's out there and published does not mean it's good design. Okay, so stick with what you're learning, folks, okay? You can't go wrong. And then we have discussing, and for week 5, we have discussing and exercising, a discussion and exercise, deciphering and encoding meaning. And basically what we're doing here is we're developing our eye to be able to look at a piece and decide what it's about without reading it. Okay, conceptual meaning. Let's talk about a nationalistic approach to a publication. So if you have what kind of iconography, what kind of symbols, what can you indicate in the visual posture of your piece to give it meaning, to give it concept, okay? So, think about this. Think about okay, your concept of your magazine is Old West, okay? Old West stories or Old West, I don't know, preservation of Old West towns, whatever. So, what's your cover going to look like, folks? Are you going to have a really super contemporary typeface? Heck, no, you're not. Are you going to have an image of, think about it. Just think about giving your work meaning based on your typefaces, your images, your layouts, and what is that meaning? Look at other work and decipher that meaning. What is it, and how can you do the same thing with your work? Okay? Then we have the Project 2 milestone. Now listen, one thing I want to say about, what I was saying about week 4 is that for those of you who need to have your grades to move forward, maybe drop me a quick email or try to post earlier. Really, the best thing I can do is say post earlier if you need your comments. It's a pretty good sized class, so those of you who are posting later in the week, there's a good chance you're not going to get your comments and grades back for a few days. So keep that in mind, okay? Let's move on to, I want to show you some things in week 5. We got some good stuff here. I have you guys set up for success big time here, so you should really start being able to put your magazines together. This week, we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit. Instead of concentrating on spotting and learning different typography and practicing different techniques, we're going to actually start looking at the magazine and start developing the magazine and really start applying some of these techniques that we've been learning to your magazine itself, okay? So let me show you where I'm at. Okay, we're right in here. Let's go to learning. Let's go to Learning Module 5. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to go to the announcements. The course announcements. Okay, so, and here's what you have, guys. You have a lot of good stuff here. The first thing you're going to have is this introduction. Where the heck is it? Okay, basically you have I thought I had a thing in here with basically an introduction to Adobe InDesign, but whatever. Here's what we have. I must have forgot to put it. It's not that important, and it's in your resource folder. So let's just go straight here. All right, designing a magazine spread. This video here doesn't give you tutorial instructions. It shows you some really good layouts, and the narrator actually, points out different areas and describes different techniques and shows how to use white space and shows how to use 2 and 3 space columns and make these different beautiful relationships between the elements in your page. Okay, so that's for your magazine spread. That's for reference. And then you have, this is a tutorial video, how to create a magazine spread in Adobe InDesign CC, which is what you should be using for your spreads and for your at least for your interior spread. I would suggest using InDesign for the entire project. I would. I don't consider designing a magazine in anything other than InDesign. Okay, then over here you have another tutorial. This one is more of watching a magazine, a cover being built. So this narrator is speaking pretty quickly, but he's working the whole time. So I don't even care if you listen to it, just watch it. And watch how this is put together. It's really, really an amazing and very fascinating little tutorial. And then finally, last but not least, I have this how to create a table of contents in InDesign. And this is a wonderful video tutorial as well. It'll show you exactly what to do with paragraph and character styles in order to create a successful table of contents with no mistakes. Okay. So that's about what I have for week 5, folks. So let's get to it. It's going quick, guys. We have our magazines are due very soon. So let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. I'm here, guys. I'm here. If you have questions, comments, anything, get with me, and I will see you guys in the discussion board. Okay, great. Thanks, and have a great week. Back to week 4 real quick. This is an enormous